Everyone into the pool! We're going to take you behind the venerated halls of Cartoon Network's Adult Swim. Is it really where God dwells among his people? Find out. Plus, BoingBoing.net's Shenny Jardin has a scoop on a post-apocalyptic nightmare art project, as if there's any other kind. And Sarah puts the eternal question, ass, gas, or grass, to the stars of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So get ready for the show that chicks dig because it rarely wears underwear, and when it does, it's usually something unusual. It's Attack of the Show!
Pick up on this.
Glad we got that pesky weekend out of the way.
Yeah.
So good to be back.
Stupid weekends.
Oh, man, time off. You suck. You have a good one?
Yeah, I was supposed to get a haircut.
Yeah. Didn't happen, right?
Didn't happen.
It's coming soon. Everybody.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
That's pretty heavy.
Sarah's here as well.
Hey, guys.
Sarah, how was your weekend?
It was really good. I went to the Giants game in San Francisco, and they won.
Woo!
They didn't win the day before, the day after, so I'm going to consider it my own good luck.
Pretty much.
I'm sort of a lucky charm, but I knew that already.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff coming up on the show today. Anything good?
Oh, that. Right. The show. Gems of the Internet are on Monday. Don't act like you don't love them, because I know you do.
No, that was an interested and
a little jealous.
Inquisitive.
Sure.
Inquisitive is good.
Curious.
One more word.
It's fine.
Anticipatory?
That works.
It was an anticipatory.
Yeah. Moving on.
Right, yeah. So
yes.
no, weekends.
No, my weekend was spent, I rented this. This is the most amazing series of all time, The Greatest American Hero. Do you remember this series?
I didn't even hear of it until you started talking about it.
Are you
today.
serious?
I mean, someone had sung the song to me one time, but that was it.
Oh, dude, it was awesome.
Check out. An older man,
I pulled up some websites for you just so you can remember. Stephen Cannell, he's actually the writer that created The Greatest.
What's The Greatest American Hero?
So it's about this guy. He's found this suit. He lost the manual for the suit. He's got all these superpowers. He helps an FBI agent. It's awesome.
Is it better than Meteor Man?
It was. I don't remember Meteor Man.
You don't see? See, there's a gap here.
What was Meteor Man? So okay,
Meteor Man, the guy gets hit by a meteor, and then his mom knits him a suit.
This came out between 80 and 83.
Okay.
Where were you at 80?
I was popping out of the womb when this was getting canceled. So that's why.
That would probably explain it.
Yeah.
But this guy's done some amazing stuff. He did the A-Team.
Oh, cool.
You remember that?
Yeah.
21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
You didn't like I didn't like 21 Jump Street that much either.
But that's how you spent your weekend. What's The Greatest American Hero?
It was fun.
Not bad.
Fun.
Sounds good.
Good series.
I played Psychonauts and Butt Art.
Yeah.
Not interesting.
Nokia has a new phone out. We have it in the studio today. Check this out.
Looks like a leather carrying case.
It is a leather carrying case, but watch this. It's kind of for the ladies. Look,
Is that what you're unfolding it slowly?
Yeah,
Hold on. This one's for the ladies.
There we go. Here's the phone.
Back.
Look at that. So it has a mirror on the outside, so you can kind of like check your makeup. That's what this is right here. It's kind of hard to see. But then when you open it up, you get the little display there. On the back side, you have a camera. It's 4.53 by 1.26 by 0.75 inches, so it's pretty small.
Pretty small.
Yeah, it's pretty small.
Where's all the room for the numbers? Because last I checked, you need those to dial
This is kind of an evening phone. You really don't. No, I don't know. I was reading the
What kind of
marketing
line goes best with that phone, Kev?
Well, the evening phone, you dial with a little pad right here. You kind of have to twist it like that to get the numbers. So it's not your everyday like standard phone, but you would take this out, throw it in your purse or your little compact.
Sarah, are you buying this at all?
No.
I mean,
it's a cool phone.
Two separate phones. Do you dig that concept?
No.
A day phone and an evening phone?
Some really froofy girls probably will, though.
Yeah.
I kind of do like the mirror.
Oh,
try and walk in place while looking manly with that real quick.
No.
Try it. You can't.
Let's see.
You
try.
can't.
Let's see.
Hold on. I'm walking, and I'm going to take a call. No. It didn't work. It didn't work, and I even tried to do the slow.
Well, part of the problem is the little freaking purse sleeve that it comes with. These can't pull off the purse sleeve, I don't think. I don't know. Interesting, though. Interesting new phone. $600.
Ooh, okay.
Little pricey.
It's pricing for an evening phone, yes.
Yeah, our labs liked it, though. They actually gave it a really good review.
Oh, good.
They say it's a good phone overall.
They like the girly phones.
Yeah, that's right.
We love the lab. Now, on Friday, we talked about some Xbox photos. We talked about some rumors, some Our Colony stuff. Over the weekend, some other stuff came out, so we figured we'd just do a little quick update.
Okay.
This was a render. I don't even remember if we showed this on Friday.
No, we didn't.
The people are saying this is it here. This is the Our Colony kind of power button here.
So this is the next generation Xbox right here.
Rumored. supposedly. But inside sources are saying yes, which means it's, some nerd with a blog who's like, I know for sure. I mean, no one knows. But now here's a picture that came out, I believe this came out yesterday. This is supposedly one of the memory cards that would go on the front slot.
This is released from Our Colony, right, which is...
This, I believe, was from Our Colony, which is the alternate reality game, if you're following that at all. But this is the photo that I think sells it the most. This is the most real-looking photo that I've seen. Doesn't look like a render. This looks production.
No.
And I think the rumors on this one was that it was leaked. So it definitely looks, it looks like the supposed concept.
Right.
The problem with this, then the whole Our Colony thing, is that they're leaking all these images and these bits and pieces, and so people that design fake-looking consoles anyways, they now
just go to town,
off of. Yeah. So now everybody has the similar colors and the similar design, so you never know.
The second they get a little curve or something, they just fill out the rest.
They're like, oh, it's got a memory card slot now. Let me just click and drag that in there.
Well, it looks cool. I mean, I don't think that's that bad of a design. Do you?
No,
like
it's okay. It's white. We'll see. We'll see. But the other interesting rumor was Halo 2.5. Did you hear about this one at all?
Yeah, well, I heard about the new maps, but I didn't. Is that part of it?
Oh, new maps are out today. That's for the original Halo.
Okay,
There's
original
2 free and then 2 like for $5.99 or something like that.
What's 2.5 about?
2.5 supposedly will ship on. It's a rumor off of a rumor. So there's rumor that there's going to be a hard drive for Xbox too.
This is awesome.
But supposedly there's going to be a game shipping on the rumored hard drive, which is Halo 2.5, basically a 720p or HD version of Halo.
See, I heard a rumor that it was 1080i. That was a rumor I heard.
Well, That's
probably a rumor off the other.
I had a source confirm a rumor that it was actually in 480p. In standard def.
Right, which it is now.
I don't know, whatever.
Too many rumors, but
yeah,
you get the idea.
There. There's some good, juicy stuff. We'll see come E3. And up next, this is cool. I went to Hotlanta. Hotlanta. No? All right. And I played Marco Polo with the folks at Adult Swim, and I still haven't toweled off, actually, so.
Attack of the show, baby. Attack. Attack of the show. Attack.
All right, last week I took a pilgrimage to Atlanta to pay tribute to my favorite block of late-night programming that's not on G4. There in a beat-up warehouse on William Street, ladies and gentlemen, I found Utopia. Here it is, my friends. We've finally arrived. It's the corner of 12th and William Street. This is the birthplace of some of Primetime's most watched animated series. And there's no need for the cautionary toe dip. Nuh-uh. Let's dive headfirst into the world of Adult Swim. When everybody at G4 found out I was going to William Street, they all said one thing. They said, Kevin, bring back lots of swag, which is a no-brainer. I got it. I'm all over it. Thanks, Astro. Appreciate it. But while I'm at it, I'm also going to grab a tour with Keith Crawford. Now, this is the guy who puts the adult in Adult Swim. I don't know what that means, but he does it. So, Keith, tell me about the history of William Street.
Well, you're here at William Street where we brought Space Ghost production many years ago when we just wanted to get away from all the corporate entity across the street at Techwood. So no one can be looking over our shoulder as we make all these silly little shows.
Man, you gotta check this out.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's a neat car she's washing. You think that's a straight six?
I think we're like the rebels on Hoth. Like, that's the Empire over there, and they've given us this little area over here. We don't run things like they do. It's kind of like, all right, today's Monday, so that means we got to do this today. And it's kind of good that way because it's flexible and fast.
Right. Amazing designer.
Good guy.
Totally.
Definitely have to meet with him.
William Street is cool because it's just sort of an open venue. You just come in and you have an idea and you do it, and there's no punch clocks, there's no cameras or supervisors, and
this has been my only real job.
I was a fan of Adult Swim before I started working for them, so it's pretty cool to go to lunch with the Aqua Teen guys or go hang out with the C-Lab guys and do stuff. I really enjoy that. And it does, you have a real college dorm feel.
I'm told that the no dress code thing is pretty cool.
You're only dressed up for this interview now.
That's right.
Dave's usually nude, walking around here.
Only from the waist down.
I think it first comes down to, like, we all like each other.
Only from the waist down.
It comes down to that more than, do you have a lot of talent? I think everybody here is talented, but if we don't get along, then it's not going to work.
A lot of good stuff comes out of collaboration, and that's basically what, if there's a culture at William Street, it's collaborative, and everyone's idea is as important as anyone else's.
We are the sort of freaks and the outcasts. I mean, everybody here is sort of the most down-to-earth, yet eccentric or weird. Everybody here has a down-to-earth quality that I just don't see when I lived in New York forever when I have to go to L.A.
Would they, by any chance, have any swag in their office?
I think they'd probably have a lot of swag.
Oh, so, okay. Why don't you, Keith, if you care to tell the camera what's in this room.
And over here we have Andrew, who's our marketing representative, and Chris Lott, who handles operations, scheduling the day, and the shows and the promos and all that good stuff. They help Michael Cahill with all the stuff he does.
How's it going, man?
Over here we have our designers, Jacob and Brandon.
We get a lot of free reign. There's not a lot of people trying to mess with your stuff, which is nice. Creativity, basically, if you think of something that day, you can have it on the air nationally that night.
This is interesting here. This is some of the writer's artwork here, I suppose.
Meat wad on 6 panels.
That's, all right, moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you started Space Ghost, did you have the grand image of William Street in your mind at all? Did you know that you wanted a separate entity that could create shows like that?
No, I just wanted an office.
I'm kind of worried now it's like getting popular, so don't blow it up. Don't get too big because then it starts to get ridiculous. You end up with 4,000 employees and you're like, okay, I don't know this guy anymore. It's become a conglomerate, as opposed to keep it lean, keep it real, just throw on the air what you want to see.
And I think we'll need to call security on this guy.
All right, everybody wants to know, yes, I did in fact bring back some swag, and I'm going to give it away.
Nice.
Well, most of it. I'm keeping the painting, and I'm keeping the meat wad balloon. That's
This
a
is
pretty sweet
cool.
little hoodie, right?
Yeah, it's just a cool hoodie.
And some DVDs and some other good stuff. And I mean, it's all here. So watch all week, and you'll see how you can win some Adult Swim goods. Now, tomorrow, we'll go behind the scenes to see how the magic happens on Harvey Birdman and C-Lab. Because there's so much, we'll have to check out Aqua Teen on Thursday. A little special Aqua Teen. Now, still on deck, Kevin Rose has some deals for you. Are they of the dark variety?
Yes, they are, indeed.
Okay, good. And it's been called a post-apocalyptic monster truck rally, and BoingBoing.net's Shenny Jardin was there to see it all.
Our next guest is co-editor of the award-winning blog BoingBoing.net. Certainly a favorite around the office. She's also a contributing writer for Wired magazine, and you can hear her Shenny Tech segments regularly on NPR. Please welcome Shenny Jardin to the show. Welcome you back, actually.
Well, thanks very much for having me back.
Of course. Now you brought a little present for me to play with today.
I did.
Or look at.
This is a DLP chip. It's a digital cinema chip, and eventually this is going to replace film in movie theaters around the country.
How?
Yeah.
So how is this going to do anything like that?
This is a device made by Texas Instruments, and the idea is if you were able to really, really close up on this, you'd see that inside that mirror, well, it's actually about 6 million different tiny mirrors, each of them about 1/7 of the width of a human hair. And the way these things work, when you hit light at it, it's like having a big football stadium full of people holding up little cards. And depending on whether the mirror is aimed at the light or not, that's either going to reflect red, green, or blue, or black.
Fascinating. So how much are we talking as far as money goes?
Well, that is actually just a component in a digital cinema projector, and
Which
those,
is
the cinema grade projectors are pricey, but the idea is that eventually they'll come down, and the whole process will be more affordable.
Now, you've obviously been doing a lot of research because in a recent Wired article that you wrote, it was about Mark Cuban taking the film out of the film industry or something like that.
Yeah, he has big plans. I mean, in Hollywood, all the 7 major studios have their plans underway, and you know, that's a big effort and it's going to take time. But there are entrepreneurs like Mark Cuban, who owns the Landmark theater chain, and his 260 or 270 screens, he's converting those to digital using Sony's SXRD digital cinema technology. And around the world, too, in places like Brazil, Singapore, Ireland, you have different countries that have developing theater markets that are also making the jump to digital faster than we are here in the United States.
Now, switching gears a little bit, there was something called SRL, an event in Los Angeles recently, Tell me a little bit about it because it sounds weird.
It was very weird, and it's the kind of thing that it sort of liquefies your guts. SRL stands for Survival Research Laboratories, and these guys have been around for 25 years. They make giant lethal machines, robots that do these crazy choreographed interactions. It's not so much a robot war, but it's like that scene in Fantasia where all of the tools kind of come out and have lives of their own. And some of these machines burst air really, really loudly and really intensely, so it's like a cannon or an explosion. Others hurl 2x4s or cans of sand. It's like a crazy, well, as the guy said, a post-apocalyptic monster truck rally without the monster trucks.
But it's not really about robot combat. They're not designed to like smash into each other and see who fights to the death. Necessarily, it's more of just a choreography.
Right, the machines don't destroy each other, but they definitely destroy props. So at the show that happened here in LA not too long ago, a gigantic, I don't know, it was like a 50-foot Trojan horse burned down, and there were these soldier robots that sort of crawled out of the horse's butt and fought with each other, and there's a pig head on another thing, and there's jet engines spewing hot smoke.
And who's controlling them?
Well, people are.
Yeah.
I hope. You know, there are human operators that use little wireless control devices. Some of the machines are actually sort of driven by people, but it's like the machines really are the focus here, not the people. The people are just audience.
They don't. Yeah, they're like the Wizard of Oz.
And you have to stand back because some of the sound is so intense that it makes you feel ill. It makes you feel kind of high and nauseous at the same time.
I have to ask, who's going? Who's going to these events? You went. I don't know why exactly, but I mean, are there real enthusiasts for this sort of thing? Like, my ears might fail on me today. I'm going.
Right. It's a very diverse crowd of people. The die-hard fans all know to bring eye, ear, and breathing protection.
Wow.
But you have everything from teenagers to 20-something hipsters to, you know, I saw the guy who founded it, Mark Pauline, his mom was there. There were people who were old enough to be my mom or dad who were present.
That's great.
So just people who love the awesome power of technology.
Well, you have a really good job, don't you? Following all these awesome people on the emerging technologies and all that good stuff.
Sometimes it's just boring, but sometimes it's a lot of fun.
Right, from digital cinema to very strange performance art.
To lethal machines.
Thank you so much, Jenny.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here again. We've also got links for finding a digital theater in your area, along with SRL links. I know you want to see more of that in today's show notes. You can find out all about what Shenny's up to on her website, shenny.net. Now stay put, because I got some feed for you in just a bit. And Kevin Rose has deals so good, you may collapse in exhaustion. They're really that good. Stay tuned.
Dungeon Lords from Dreamcatcher Interactive will have no shortage of the hacking and slashing the most classic role-playing games feature. With all the elements that RPG fans have come to enjoy, such as story, character development, combat, magic spells, and all-around depth, Dungeon Lords presents itself as an accessible, action-filled, fully 3D package. It's loaded with quests, personal missions, extensive skills, and special abilities for customizing your character. Traveling through an enchanted land of ancient castles, dark forests, and dungeon lairs, braving an army of diabolical foes in real time, it promises over 40 hours of gameplay for the primary quest alone. Dungeon Lords can be played either single-player standalone or in multiplayer group sessions. Dungeon Lords is available for the PC.
Welcome back to AOTS. I'll be looking for alien cadavers in Area 51 while Sarah interviews the more lively space folk behind the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Very nice. Now roll up your sleeves and peg your pants because it's time for some dark deals. All right, Kev, I got some good stuff
All right.
you're going to love today.
What's with you and the pants pegging, by the way?
Dude, you never used to do that, did you?
He was walking around the office last week, like, look at me, and he was rolling his pants up.
We had a thing with everyone that you had to peg your pants, and then you couldn't unpeg them until someone recognized that you had your pants pegged.
All right, fair enough.
It was
All right,
a
I'm
fifth
sorry.
grade, sixth grade thing.
Didn't mean to derail. Dark deals. Yes,
Yes.
I'm ready. Yes.
Are you ready? Now, I know you love your PSP.
Love it to death.
How about some accessories for your PSP, huh?
Love it.
Take a look at this here. These are the Extreme Starter Kit for the PSP. Yes, very extreme.
Insert Bendy guitar notes here. It's like,
wow, extreme. Comes with a super fast car charger. Yeah, less than 2 hours. Full charge. It's got a case to carry all your PSPs. It's got like a replacement for the analog joystick. Bunch of different stuff all together. It's not $19.95 like it shows here on the screen. Oh. I have a code that you can put in.
Oh.
I have a code. $17.99. That's right. Now,
no whammy bar.
Now, Mother's Day. It's
yes.
coming up.
Uh-huh.
It's coming up. Only a few days. Well, how many days left? Hold on. I did a Google search on it. 13 days left.
13 days to pretend you love her.
1-800-Flowers.com, 15% off flowers. I just had to throw that in there. You got to get these for Mom. I have the code for that as well. Moving on.
Hey, Mom, I found a clearance for you.
That's right. You don't have to tell your mom you got 15% off.
Well, she's going to know now.
Well, yeah, she probably will. But anyway, moving on. Jinx, 10% off. All Jinx stuff like we've showed you before. But they're also still doing that PSP giveaway just for people that watch Attack of the Show. You have to use the coupon code DarkDealsPSP to get into that contest and to give away one every time we do it.
Good deal.
That's pretty cool. And then the last thing real quick, something I've kind of fallen in love with, the Seagate 5 gigabyte. This is a nice little device right here. That's a 5 gigabyte storage drive, and this is how big it is. I'm actually holding one right now.
It's like the iMac mouse, the hockey puck mouse.
It does look like the hockey puck mouse, but that's it right there.
Look at that.
It's a nice little drive. It's super thin, and then all you do is take a look at this. Watch this. Boom. Pull this out, and then the USB just slides out just like that. You plug it in, and you have a nice little 5 gigabyte drive. It's great.
It's USB 2.0, right?
Yeah, USB 2.0.
Nice and speedy.
It's actually a little tiny hard drive inside there. A little 3,600 RPM. I didn't even know they made them at that speed. But $100. $100, 5 gigs. Take it with you. Throw it in your back pocket. It's good to go.
Sweet deal, man.
To get all these links and codes, you can just visit our show notes. We have all of them there.
Very nice. Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
Good luck with the pants pegging.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. And, oh, wait, look alive, because it's the feed.
Oh.
Mac users who pre-ordered Tiger OS from the local PC mall got a little surprise this weekend. And it wasn't a stuffed tiger mascot or a t-shirt or a Steve Jobs bobblehead. No, they got Tiger OS 8 days early. It seems some vendors got their shipment a little before the intended street date and decided, what the hell, let's just start moving them out the door. It's not like Apple's touchy about that or anything. So Apple, being touchy about that and everything, quickly demanded that all customers return their early copies or they will be refused support. So the unopened, uncopied OS discs were dutifully returned on the backs of flying pigs and unicorns. Now, the MPAA needed some extra muscle in their fight against DVD pirates, and they weren't above resorting to bribery to get the job done. Luckily, the NYPD have gotten involved. Not to stop this practice, mind you, but to get their greasy mitts on some kiznash. Yeah, I just said kiznash. 2 NYPD officers are under investigation for allegedly accepting hundreds of dollars in gratuities from the MPAA for busting street vendors who were selling illegal DVDs. MPAA anti-piracy official Bill Shannon strongly denies the charges, saying, quote, "We work with law enforcement organizations by providing information and logistical support, and the police make the arrests," unquote. He then added, "Hey, anybody drop this wad of hundreds? Anybody?" DVD piracy is also at the forefront of a recent court case regarding copy protection. The Paris Court of Appeals has ruled that DVDs should not be copy protected, as this practice is incompatible with private copying rights. This, of course, is wonderful news for French DVD pirates. Actually, the case was brought to court by a man who he merely wanted to dub his DVD copy of David Lynch's Mulholland Drive to VHS so that he could watch it at his mother's house. Now, we're going to put aside the creepy mental image of the guy and his mom watching a steamy lesbian action scene together. Kind of gross. But the case brought to light the extreme lengths DVD manufacturers go to avoid copying, even if it's perfectly legal. Vive la France! And finally, after tooling around with it for a couple of years, Microsoft is finally ready to break out the 64 version of Windows. 64-bit. Woo! 64-bit! I said get excited, people. That's 32 more bits than 32-bit. Woo! really excited about that. Although the new version won't be on retail shelves, Windows users who already own a 64-bit capable machine will now have the option of trading in their old 32-bit Windows for an upgrade. Why would they want to? I think this speaks for itself. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No lag time on that mother. Want to see it again? Roll that again. It's really good. God, I love it. God, I love that 64-bit. That's it for this Madcap edition of The Feed.
Well done with the solitaire shuffling, but I mean that's
very true.
There's some truth to it. I mean, you were saying earlier there's really no point in upgrading right now, is there?
No, I don't think there is. I mean, why? There's no apps that are out there yet. It's going to be like you have to download new 64-bit drivers. It's going to be just kind of nasty at first, but they had to do it at some point. You know what I mean? They had to go 64-bit. Now they are, and that's a good thing. But it's not really meant for the mainstream. I wouldn't...
Do you think there was a reason they did now? Is it just to say, okay, now it's out there, maybe someone will finally develop for it? Or did they just throw it out there because they needed something
I think you're absolutely right.
On?
No, they have to get it out there so the developers can start developing 64-bit apps. And Longhorn's going to have a 64-bit version. I don't know if they're going to go true all the way 64-bit, but we'll see. I don't know. Right now, you could open up the control panel like twice as fast. Woo! And that's about it.
I love that. So, the start bar's never been faster, baby.
That's right.
All right, next up, Sarah's going to put on her mining helmet to search for those rare gems of the internet. And Zach Wood will give us a guided tour of Area 51. Watch for probes!
The Feed is brought to you by the U.S. Navy. Navy, accelerate your life.
This, of course, is wonderful news for French DVD pirates.
Fire up your gaming PCs. We're playing Call of Duty United Offensive in this week's Attack of the Show LAN Party. Take your first-person squad-based shooting old school. And by old, we mean mid-20th century. And by school, we mean the theater of a horrific global war that changed humanity forever. Yeah! To register, go to our website and click on Join Our LAN Party. You'll get all the details and the links to get started. And we'll see you Thursday for the old LAN Party. It's going to be good times. Now, although our next guest is here to talk about aliens and mutant viruses and government conspiracies, we have signed documents proving that he's actually not insane. Please welcome Midway game producer Zach Wood. Zach.
How you doing?
Thanks for coming on the show, buddy.
Thank you very much.
You're perfectly sane.
Pretty much.
Okay, that's good enough for this show. We'll take that. Now, let's talk about the old Area 51. Because now, when someone said they're making a new Area 51, I immediately imagine light gun game. I have to reload. I'm pointing off the screen.
Right.
Is this true? It's not.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not. No, we basically just want to take the world of Area 51 and really create something more in depth that we can kind of play off some of the mysteries and conspiracy theories. It's really kind of a unique environment to create a game in. So.
Was there a plot to the arcade shooter? Or, I mean, have you just created one based on it? Because I don't remember one, personally. But
yeah, really. Just there are aliens there, you're shooting them, get out alive type of thing. But, yeah.
Sounds good enough.
Yeah.
So what's the basic story behind your Area 51?
Right. So in our game, you play a hazmat specialist for the U.S. Army. His name's Ethan Cole. And you're sent into Area 51 because there's been some sort of a biochemical breach. So you're sent in with a team of 3 to investigate what's going on. And in true Hollywood form, of course, things aren't what they seem, and you start uncovering mysteries, and it just sort of goes from there.
And you also have some pretty big talent in here. I remember I heard David Duchovny in there. What stars did you have working on the game?
Right, David Duchovny's in it. He plays the main character, Ethan Cole. We have Powers Booth, who you might know from Deadwood.
Yes.
And Marilyn Manson plays a really unique alien in our game.
Now, tell me about Marilyn, because I heard he came in and actually forced you to sort of change one of the characters. I mean, or he caused you to, at least.
Well, he just sort of, we sort of rethought the way this character was. Or initially, he was sort of like a sad sack. It used to be a gray alien. He's been performed on and experimented upon. And when we were able to get Manson as a voice, we sort of made him more of a creepy character.
Not a stretch with the casting, by the way.
Not at all.
It's not the first time I've heard Manson and creepy in the same sentence. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Now, what's the deal with this virus that's transforming our character and everybody else down there?
Yeah, so you find out that there's a virus that was let out by this doctor, Dr. Cray, who was the one who sort of helped create this virus there as a weapon for the government. And it starts mutating everybody at the base, and eventually it gets its way to you, and you sort of become an alien. But you can use some of the alien powers to your advantage with the help of this Dr. Cray.
Okay, so it doesn't completely destroy your character.
Right.
Then. Now, what's the typical gameplay experience like? Because there's a lot of console shooters out there.
Yeah.
So what is fundamentally different or fundamentally the same? What can we expect with Area 51?
Well, I mean, we didn't really want to reinvent the wheel in terms of like the way that it feels, the analog sticks, the sticky targeting. So the mechanics of the game is very familiar to you if you're a first-person shooter fan. But we sort of spent our time creating the unique aliens, the unique weapons. We have some really cool, like, alien sort of bred hybrid weapons and alien abilities. So you actually get these alien powers, which really kind of make it different.
Very nice. And I must say, even on the PS2 version that I was playing, the effects look gorgeous. Great effects when you're being attacked or just you're in the fight, the camera shaking.
Yeah.
Really dug that. But I want to touch briefly on that because there's different versions. There's the Xbox, the PS2, and then there'll be a PC as well.
Absolutely.
The ratings were coming out, good ratings across the board, but IGN said the PS2 version's an 8.5, the Xbox is an 8.0.
Right.
And their reasoning was that they even put a disclaimer saying it's not because it's a better game on the PS2, it's just because we compare it against other first-person shooter games on the Xbox.
Right.
And I was wondering, as a developer, how do you feel about something like that?
I don't know. I think it's kind of unfortunate because personally I think that games should be reviewed more like films in that they're all reviewed in and of themselves on their own merits.
Right.
Whereas in the game industry, because you're a first-person shooter, you're compared to every other first-person shooter. If you're a horror game, you're compared to all the different horror games. And it's a little unfortunate. But, you know, people will say what they want and have their opinions. You know, something we just have to live with in the games industry, I think.
I mean, is that a challenge as a developer when you say, okay, we're going to do a first-person shooter? Do you immediately have to look at it and go, okay, well, how can we do a Halo? Or how can we best a Halo? Or do you look at it and say, okay, well, we want to do our own thing, forget what everybody else is doing?
Well, I hope not, because if that's your goal, I think you're starting off on the wrong foot. You know, you really just need to kind of create the game that's going to best tell your story, the kind of game you want to make. And for Area 51, it was about immersing the player in the world and really sort of letting the experience happen around you. And you know, we didn't set out to make a Halo killer. We set out to make a really good first-person shooter, and it just so happens that there are popular games in the genre.
Well, I got to say, what time I spent with it was incredibly enjoyable. It's
Thanks a lot.
Very great game, and thank you for
very
stopping
much.
by, Zach. We
Thank
appreciate it.
You got it.
All right, look for Area 51, as I said, on the PS2 and Xbox tomorrow, and for the PC on May 23rd. You're going to have to wait a little bit. Now, I'm sorry, did someone say Gems of the Internet?
You know, Kevin, a lot of people around the office give me ideas for gems of the internet, and they're usually pretty awful because, you know, my standards are really high.
Yeah.
But I thought today, you know, let's give it back. Give it back to all my office mates who I love so very much.
So this is all from inside G4?
This is all from our team, and it also kind of takes the responsibility off of me.
Nice.
Because, you know, not my problem. Anyway, so the first one, if you heard of the oxygen bars. Oxygen bars, pretty popular, pretty trendy. Well, what if you didn't even have to go to an oxygen bar because sitting on your ass at home, you're on a oxygen couch made of grass. What do you think? Sprout a couch, huh?
I see. So the grass puts off the oxygen. You sit there, relax.
Grass puts off the oxygen. You feel very outdoorsy, yet very comfortable and perhaps going to recline. Now, if you say, how in the world would somebody put together something like this? It has some instructions. Starting with some, you know, what are those things? Wood stakes. I'm a really big gardener. And then you know, put some grass around and put some armchairs, and I just love this. I want one of these in my own living room. Super fun. Okay, the next one. Were you a Mad Magazine reader as a child?
Not really, no.
Not really, but you know, you flipped through them. You know that there's lots of funny animations and funny little sayings that happen. Well, there is now a website dedicated to Don Martin, who was a famous late cartoonist for Mad Magazine. Now, he had a lot of little exclamations and such that would happen in his cartoons, and now we have a dictionary. For example, ack could be Indians getting shot or man choking, depending on the context.
Nice.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are you liking this?
Yeah, it's good.
You go down a little bit farther, and you know, we've got awk, man having a heart attack. Awk, gack, ark, gasp, patient choking. Very important distinctions here.
It's like a reference guide for all the hardcore Mad fans
It's a reference guide.
Yeah.
I was looking at this, I'm like, what the hell? But anyway, so there you go. And finally, some babies are cuter than others. Can we just put that out there?
It's true.
There are cute babies and there are not so cute babies, but no baby is cuter than one with a beard. That's right. Babies with beards, my friend. Babies with beards.
Kevin's getting excited in the background. I can hear him.
I think this might have been Kevin Pereira's
now,
idea.
I just
have a hunch.
Is this a real deal? Like just like some freak babies with beards, or is this kind of Photoshop action?
They are not freaks. They are loving children with a lot of very interesting facial hair.
Can you zoom in on one of these people?
You can't, unfortunately. But they have good advice for parents. You know, parents going, my God, my baby has a beard. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. So your baby has a beard. Don't worry, you are not alone.
That's pretty cool.
And it goes on to, you know, talk about the kind of doctors that can prescribe the best medicine for bearded babies and that sort of thing. I don't know if they actually do that or not, but I'm gonna guess. You can find all my gem links plus all the gems of yesteryear at g4tv.com/the Sarah Lane Files. Great place to go. It's super fun. Now coming up, like it or not, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is coming to a theater near you. Will it live up to its legacy, though? Find out.
Glass door.
Run into the wall! He's going to run into the wall full speed in an expensive trash can. Let's see what happens.
Ready, set, go!
Tomorrow's show is kid-tested, mother-approved. Concept artist Stefan Martin Yeri will be here to show us some of the work he did on a little something called Star Wars Episode 3. You might have heard of it. Plus, Film Threats Chris Gore is back with his magical bag of DVDs. We have no idea what's coming out of there, so be prepared. And we make a return trip to William Street and get behind the scenes of Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, and C-Lab 2021.
Thanks, Kevin. Now, the people over at the Whipset saw what you've been driving and, after they stopped laughing, have decided to help. From May 8th through the 21st, the Whipset Sweepstakes kicks off. Watch Street Fury and Formula D every night between the 8th and the 21st, and keep an eye out for sweepstake clues. There'll be 4 new clues every night. When you find them, enter them at g4tv.com/Whipset Sweepstakes, and you could win the grand prize, a $20,000 car makeover. Daily prizes include slim PS2s, game glass LCDs, and much more. The more you enter, the better your chances of winning, so check it out. And now, naturally, the wildly anticipated adaptation of the Douglas Adams classic, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, hasn't gone off without at least some controversy. I had a chance to speak with the filmmakers and the stars to find out how on earth they plan to live up to these impossible expectations.
Attention, people of Earth. I regret to inform you that in order to make way for the new hyperspace express route, your planet has been scheduled for demolition. Have a nice day.
It's one of the world's most beloved sci-fi stories. So why ruin a good thing by making The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy into a feature film? Well, because a movie screenplay was exactly what late creator Douglas Adams had been working on for 20 years.
Why do you think he wanted to make this movie so badly?
Hitchhikers was always, I think, in Douglas's mind, was an evolving phenomenon. It started as a radio, very quickly became a book, became TV, became a computer game. And I think Douglas, intellectually, he enjoyed the challenge of moving Hitchhikers and its characters and its stories into each new medium. And he just wanted it to be, finally, a big movie.
Yeah. We're gonna die. No. No. What's this?
Huh? What's that?
What's this? This is nothing. Yeah, we're gonna die.
As an actor, I'm sure it feels good to know that Douglas Adams not only wanted to make this movie, but was working on it.
Exactly. And some of the new things that you see in the film are Douglas's. You know, I think that's the thing people may not understand, that as Douglas is now no longer with us, that we've somehow added other things that weren't him.
Right.
But the new things that aren't in the book, that are in the film, are probably Douglas's.
Homer Kavula is, of course, best remembered for his slanderous "Don't Vote for Stupid" campaign.
So what is the actual story here? Whew, okay, real fast. Earth gets 86th, an ordinary man is saved, he learns there's really a whole other universe out there, and reads up on it with a portable electronic reference guide called The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Vogons.
Vogons, bad-tempered, bureaucratic, officious and callous. They wouldn't even lift a finger to save their own grandmothers from the ravenous bug-bladder beast of Troll. Without orders, signed in triplicate, sent in, sent back, queried, lost, found, subjected to public inquiry, lost again, and finally buried in soft peat for 3 months and recycled as firelighters.
The guide's capabilities are not unlike what today's real-world PDAs offer. So it's pretty amazing that this idea was first printed back in the 1970s.
Actually, Douglas Adams was loved technology, loved computers, loved Macs, actually.
That's what I heard.
And was a huge fanatic about that kind of thing. So I'm sure it was wishful thinking at the time, you know. I wish there was something like this.
While we modern audiences can connect with concepts like digital info, the movie-making process itself
old school.
With all of the, green screen possibilities, you can do anything you want to do in a movie now, but that a lot of this stuff was actually props that were built.
Yeah, it was really, it's a comedy, and it had to work on set. So the Vogons are real. They're huge, great creatures that we made with Jim Henson's Creature Shop. It can jump in between those lines really, really quickly. All right. The whole of Hitchhikers is really a surreal spin on life, I guess.
Yeah.
The Vogons really aren't that dissimilar to people you might find at the DMV or, somebody that's really irritating you in a bank.
This prisoner is being detained for kidnapping the president. Oh, no, she's not eligible for release at this time.
I think it's kind of like a new movement in camera effects to come back because people are getting sick of CGI.
Exactly.
You can be fantastic and organic at the same time.
Yeah. He shares 3 of the same mothers as me.
It's an adventure movie and a sci-fi movie, but it's also clever and it has these philosophical, sort of undertones. That's, I think, what has made it so timeless is that it's got all these elements going. And what's cool is that I think this is going to attract new fans.
Oh! Ah! Derek, what? What was that?
All right, so everybody's given their 2 cents. Everybody's furiously and sometimes angrily blogging about the movie.
It's true.
thoughts?
Before I saw it, I had heard it's awful.
Right.
Now, I have read the book. I've read the book more than once.
Okay.
And I loved it.
Really?
I thought it was really good. I didn't think it stayed 100% true to the book, but what movie does?
Yeah, movies never do.
What movie does? And as you heard in some of the interviews that I had, the filmmakers, Robbie Stamp, the executive producer, who was a very good friend of Douglas Adams, said he wanted this to evolve.
Gotcha.
These ideas were his. Unfortunately, he didn't see them realized with us. But, it makes me feel better.
He's basically saying simmer down, fanboys, and just watch the damn movie, eat some popcorn.
It's funny. It's funny. Okay. It definitely isn't for everybody, though, but neither was the book.
I'm still waiting to see it. Very cool.
It's very good. Very good book and movie. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy opens in theaters everywhere this Friday, and you can find out a lot more about the film at hitchhikersmovie.com.
All right, now stick around or you'll miss the emails in the IRC chat room.
And you wouldn't want to do that.
No, look, we're just looking out for you.
Totally.
For the Xbox.
All right, don't miss tomorrow's show. We're going to show you how to make a homemade portable Nintendo entertainment system. We call it the Nintendo Station Portable, and it's going to be super fly. Super duper fly, Kevin.
That's right. Now, before we get started, I have to tell everyone, I need some help from the fans out there. I found my anime character. A fan sent it in, but there it is. There he is right there. Looks just like me. Who is this, and what little movies does he appear in? I want to find out.
Ah.
Doesn't that look like me a little bit?
A little bit.
There's a nice fan that sent that
Like
in
I
to me.
found my anime character. I'm like, did you go on a journey this weekend and find your inner
You know how they
spirit?
always say there's like an anime character that looks like you out there somewhere?
Sure.
Well, that was mine.
Very nice. Yeah. Well, hopefully someone can help you out with that.
Yes, thank you.
Google search it or something.
Thank you.
All right, let's see what's going on in the old IRC chat room. Miss Lane?
Okay, first question from Bad Mo Foo 310.
Bad Mofo.
All right, looked like Foo. Is Jimmy the Geek going to predict who will win the NBA playoffs?
That's
a good question. I don't know. Well, it's up to Jimmy's discretion,
Yeah.
He's a busy guy.
We should get him on.
But I think yes.
Yes, I
Let's
think
have
the
him do
answer is
it.
yes.
Let's just say he will
All
and
right.
make him.
Jimmy's coming on, and he'll give you those predictions. Done. That's it for today. Time flew. I'm sorry, but it's because we were having fun.
Thanks to our guests, Zach Wood and Shani Jardin. You've only got 7 more hours to kill until bedtime. Use them wisely.